बहुत लोग आगे मेरे से पूछते should I pay off the house or not in America. Some people even come out with strategies like if you pay one installment of the house, now every year, then your house will be paid off instead of 30 years in 22 years. So I'll give you this, and I hope that answers your questions. Okay. First point is you should know that the value of money decreases over time. So in America, the loan is 30-year fixed. So you should go with fixed. If you have 5x1 arm, that's fine. Go with 5x1 arm. Depends on the situation. Depends, not right. But if it is the interest rate is low, like 4%, 3%, 4, 3.5%, 4, less than 4, less than 3.5, go with 30-year fixed. If the interest drops further, rates further, then go for 30-year fixed again. Get it refinanced. So go, but if it is more than 5 or something, and depending on certain situation, you can go with 5 by 1 arm. But in general, you should go for 30-year fixed. So that's one, not 15-year fixed, 30-year fixed. Very importantly, when you go for 30-year fixed, please remember the value of money decreases of time. Please look at what 30 years back, what money could buy and what money can buy now. That same amount of dollars, $100 can buy. You will realize the buying power of $100 has decreased drastically. You can ask ChatGPT. So right there, you are saying, why to reduce the last 8 years of your life? And I'll tell you one more way. Last 8 years of your mortgage. There's no point. You're putting the money now, right? Instead, you use that money to put the money in S&P. Okay, S&P 500 or something. So then your money will grow at 10 to 12%, that same money. And you will realize that you have more money, you have a lot more money than if you had paid if you have saved by paying off your mortgage. Okay? Because upfront, let's say, second thing is just rule of thumb. To me, rule of thumb is if the mortgage is less than 5%, it's a no-brainer not to pay it off. No-brainer. Other thing is the interest of the mortgage is tax write-offable. But if you do the right investments like Roth or 529 or any of these things, you will see that your money will grow tax-free. And even 401k, it will grow tax-free. And then after that, when you take it out, you have to pay taxes. But then by that time, you may be able to figure out a way to reduce taxes on that. I'll tell you more ways. And then you can reduce taxes. So the point is, why would you not? So let's say your interest rate is 4.5%. It will be in effect 3.5%. So how does it, why would you not do that? Why would you not get all these benefits? So in my mind, you should not pay off the mortgage then, because you're able to write off the interest. Now, there are so many strategies, for example, paying money to Goodwill or paying clothes to making donations to Goodwill are tax write-offable. Any donations are tax write-offable. There are so many things which become write-offable, right? Otherwise, they're not. You can write those off, but then you get standard deduction, so it's less than standard deduction. So you got it. So basically, there are so in my mind, if you have a house, then you can basically, you're in a good shape. Or what other things? So you can invest that money anywhere else, and that's what I would do. So people, so that pretty much answers your question that whether should, because you can invest that money that you saved and you can make more money with this, get to tax write off this money, and then last but not the least, the value of money is actually decreasing over time. So I don't see any reason why you should ever pay off a mortgage which is less than 5%. If the mortgage is around, let's say 6.5%, 7%, then it becomes dicey. It's right there where your benefit, your cost benefit curve is, because I can clearly see mass wise it is still good, but then you have to invest your money in S&P and all that stuff, right? Sometimes you give only 7-8% certain years, maybe. So in the long run, in 30 years, it will definitely pay off, because S&P in the next 30 years will definitely give you a very good return, right? So how S&P will give you good returns from organic investment standpoint, I'll talk in some other this thing. You should know that S&P just, over a long period of time, S&P will definitely give you returns. In a short period, you don't know what to predict. You don't know what's going to happen. But in long term, it's going to definitely be very lucrative. Okay, guys. So having said all this, there is no point in paying off the mortgage if it's less than 5%. If it's around 6, 7, 6.5, then you should think about it. But if it is more than 8, 8.5, 9, then you should think of paying off the mortgage right away and then wait for the interest. Acha, one more thing. Should you refinance the house if you're getting an interest rate of 4%, 4.5%, 3%, 2%? Obviously, you should. You must do it. You must do it. Another interesting aspect is, which you should know, if you get sued, if there's a lawsuit or something against you, your house is on mortgage. Nobody can take the money, and there's no money in it. The money that you're saving, if you can protect those assets in multiple ways, right? If you have the money in your account, move it to wherever you want. Give it to your daughter or something. Then you don't have to worry, right? Right? There's so many. What will you do if someone sues you? So then, but when if you're mortgage, you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry. Trust me on that. If you're underwater on your mortgage, then it's even better in this situation. So basically, last but not the least. So mortgages are recourseable loans in America. Do you know what that is? Non-recourseable loans in America. That means if you don't pay off this loan, they cannot come after you. They can take the house from you, but they cannot come after you. Student loan is not non-recourseable, by the way. This is so.